At the end of July, we were able to see the first unofficial shots of the filming of Godzilla vs. Kong 2. The footage shows numerous people fleeing from an invisible monster on an Australian beach. According to reports, a scene of the Copacabana in Rio de Janeiro will be shown here in the finished film. Which monster rushed there on the extras, however, is not known as of yet. In the recently published synopsis, it is stated that Godzilla and Kong, just like in the previous film, will once again fight together against a mighty enemy that threatens not only the Earth, but also the very existence of the two giant creatures. Moreover, the story of the Titans will be told in greater detail, and the mysteries of Skull Island will be revealed. Back in the cast are Rebecca Hall as Dr. Eileen Andrews, Brian Tyree Henry as Bernie Hayes, and Kaylee Hoddle as Eileen's stepdaughter Gia. Also added to the current cast are 3 new actors. Joining them are the Batman actor Alex Ferns, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings actress Fala Chen, and Rachel House, who starred in Cowboy Bebop, for example. In addition to the 3 new and 3 long-known actors, Beauty and the Beast actor Dan Stevens will also have a part. It is still unclear whether Millie Bobby Brown, Alexander Skarsgård, or Kyle Chandler will be playing a role in the sequel again. We are looking forward to learning more about the still untitled Godzilla vs. Kong sequel, which will be released in cinemas on March 15th, 2024. There is no good news for fans of Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom at the moment. After the drama around Batgirl and Scooby Doo, Warner additionally announced that Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will not be running in theaters on the planned date. Originally, December 2022, then March 2023, was intended for the sequel's debut. However, as those in charge announced a few days ago, we can now only count on a December 2023 release. Reports say that the post-production of the blockbuster in particular is a colossal task that will require more time than first thought. Also, as we have recently come to know, the finances of the parent company Warner Bros. Discovery equally played a key factor in this decision. For 2022, the film giant is said to only have budget left for a mere 2 film releases, Black Adam on October 21st, and Don't Worry Darling on September 23rd. In 2023, the situation looks a little better, as there are at least a few high-profile films to look forward to: Shazam! Fury of the Gods, The Flash, Blue Beetle, and finally, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. The Aquaman sequel will be released in theaters on December 25th, 2023. The Umbrella Academy is one of the most popular series on the streaming service Netflix. The 3rd season has been out since the end of June, and after the season finale, fans are wondering what will happen next with the series. Indeed, Netflix has recently commissioned the 4th season, and it seems that this will also be the last one. In the course of announcing season 4, showrunner and series creator Steve Blackman promised fans a series finale that would have them on the edge of their seats until the final minutes. The announcement delighted much of the fan community. After all, there are still some unanswered questions to be resolved, including the mysterious post-credit scene at the end of the 3rd season. Nothing is officially known yet regarding the actor's return, but we assume that Tom Hopper, David Castaneda, Emmy Raver-Lampman, Aidan Gallagher, Justin H. Min, and Elliot Page will once again portray their characters. As for the exact release date of Season 4, sadly, we don't know anything about it yet. Fans and critics alike were very thrilled with the 3rd season of The Boys a few months ago. With Jensen Ackles and his role as Soldier Boy, a supernatural star was already added to the cast. And now, the next actor from the series, which ended in 2020, has already been confirmed for the upcoming 4th season. As told by The Hollywood Reporter, Jeffrey Dean Morgan is set to join the cast in the near future. The 56-year-old played the role of John Winchester in Supernatural and can also be seen starring as Negan in The Walking Dead. In fact, these are not the only 2 former Supernatural actors, since Jim Beaver, who embodies Robert Singer in The Boys, was also previously featured there. For this very reason, many fans are amused by the casting and already suspect a crossover between the 2 series. After all, showrunner Eric Kripke is also the creator of Supernatural and seems to have been deeply impressed by some people. Sadly, it is not apparent yet which character Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to play, though many are banking on Tech Knight. Like Iron Man, Tech Knight wears a high-tech suit and is regarded as a wacky, sex-addicted parody of the Marvel superhero. You could definitely imagine Morgan in the role. However, nothing has been officially confirmed yet. The same goes for the release date of The Boys Season 4, but we will keep you up to date, as usual. Many fans were looking forward to Star Trek IV, which was supposed to be released next year. However, this will probably not be the case anymore, because director Matt Shakman has dropped out of the project without further ado, as announced a few days ago. The official reason are scheduling issues with the 47-year-old, who is still in talks for Fantastic Four from Phase 6 of the MCU. Meanwhile, those responsible are likely to be on the lookout for a suitable successor, so that the planned release date does not have to be pushed back too much. In fact, Paramount has been having major problems with the planned Star Trek movie for quite some time, so that Shackman's departure is likely to be just the tip of the iceberg. At the beginning of the year, the responsible parties created a stir when they announced not only the development of Star Trek IV, but also the direct signing of some great actors. The trouble was that the actors around Chris Pine, Carl Urban, and Zoe Saldana themselves were unaware of this, as none of them had signed a contract at the time. Unfortunately, Shackman's departure marks the first news in a long time about Star Trek IV, so we have no idea which actors are actually part of the official cast at this point. If it were up to Paramount's preference, they would get the entire crew of the USS Kelvin, including the aforementioned actors, in front of the camera. Currently, there are also rumors about the casting of Euphoria actress Sydney Sweeney, who is said to be in talks with Paramount about a new Star Trek movie, although it is not sure whether this also concerns Star Trek IV. A new release date is not available yet. However, we will keep updating you on the latest news. Fans of the video game series BioShock had to wait many years until reliable information about the planned Netflix adaptation finally leaked out. In fact, the film has been in the works for many years, but at the time, the collaboration between the intended director, Gore Verbinski, and the film studio Universal was put on ice only a few weeks before the then-planned start of shooting. As we know, since February 2022, work on BioShock has been resumed, and a director has now also been found. As Netflix announced via Twitter, the Hunger Games director Francis Lawrence will take over the directing for the streaming service. However, before the 51-year-old can get started with the BioShock movie adaptation, the upcoming The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which is scheduled for release in November 2023, must first be finished. Until then, there is also plenty of time for Blade Runner 2049 screenwriter Michael Green, as he is currently hard at work on the BioShock script. Consisting of 3 parts released between 2007 and 2013, the video game series is a combination of a role-playing game and survival horror set in a dystopian, futuristic world. The first 2 parts are about the partially destroyed underwater city of Rapture, which is nothing less than a failed social experiment from which the protagonist, Jack, who has ended up there, must try to escape. During his time in Rapture, he uncovers numerous secrets and provides help to one last survivor. Only in the 3rd part is there a change of scenery, which is done between Rapture and the city of Columbia. Columbia is not an underwater city, but one floating in the sky, where the protagonist finds himself at the beginning of the 20th century. There too, unrest and riots dominate the actually lovely cityscape. What all 3 games have in common is that they bring together a very large fan base that appreciates not only the futuristic visuals, but above all the complex, profound, and sometimes even philosophical storyline. Exactly what Netflix's BioShock movie will be about is still entirely unclear, but it will presumably take quite a while before the filming starts. Actor Sir Ben Kingsley became world famous not only for his role as Itzhak Stern in the classic film Schindler's List. In recent years, the 78-year-old has also been able to impress in more contemporary productions, such as Shutter Island, The Third Night at the Museum movie, and also in Iron Man 3 as the powerful enemy Mandarin. Now the Brit is heading back to the MCU, more specifically to the upcoming Wonder Man series. As Variety reports, Disney announced that Kingsley will once again embody the character of Trevor Slattery, aka Mandarin, in the series. Kingsley was last seen in the MCU movie Shang-Li and the Legend of the Ten Rings in the same role, albeit with comparatively little screen time. This is now set to change, as reports all indicate that Kingsley's part in Wonder Man will be quite big. Another interesting aspect of the series is its planned style, which according to rumors will be a satire on show business. In the original comic, Wonder Man is the son of a big industrialist who gains his superpowers, including speed, endurance, reflexes, and strength, through chemical and radioactive experiments conducted by Baron Zemo. Initially, Wonder Man is a declared enemy of the Avengers. However, in the course of the story, he eventually joins them. Behind the camera, Shang-Chi director Destin Daniel Cretton is responsible for directing, while the screenplay is written by Brooklyn Nine-Nine author Andrew Guest. A release date on Disney Plus is currently unknown, as is much of the cast or plot, so we'll just keep waiting for new info on Wonder Man. And that was the news for this week. If you still haven't had enough, take a look at our big movie preview of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. In our new Originals episode, you can learn everything there is to know about the sequel to the animated spectacle. Be sure to check it out.